Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful mesh front tie top. So this is an inspiration from one of the dresses. I'm planning to make a tutorial of it. So I thought it would be a good idea to start with a quick project, which is the top, since we're in summer and some people may need it for this season. And then later on we can turn it into a dress. So stay tuned for this video because it's coming right up. And today we're making the top first. So the yarn that I'll be using is double knit merino yarn, and this yarn recommends a 3.25 to a 4mm crochet hook as indicated here. Each ball of yarn is about 300 meters, and I needed just about a half or even less than half a ball of yarn to make the whole project of the top. And then the hook that I'll be using is a 4mm crochet hook, and then a pair of scissors is needed to cut off your loose ends because there's going to be a lot of cutting and draining and all that going on, so you need a pair of scissors at hand. And then you'll also need a darning needle to weave in your ends, and lastly you will need a measuring tape. This measuring tape will take the measurement around your full bust as well as your under bust, the rib cage measurement. Both those measurements are needed. So I'll be leaving some images on the screen for you to figure out how to take your measurements. And I think that's it. Let's get started. If you would like the written pattern, it's already available on all my online shops. And yeah, just check the link in the description box. So this project is going to be made to measure. We're going to start off with a slip knot. Just twist your yarn like this, like a ribbon. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. And then you're going to pull on the tail. And that's our slip knot. We're going to start off with a chain that is a quarter of your full bust measurement. So get your full bust measurement, divide it by 4, and make a chain that is a quarter of your full bust measurement. The number of chains should be an even number. So for me, I'm going to do a total of 32 chains, and this is for a size small, extra small to small. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have our 32 chains. I will recommend the number of chains to do for the different sizes, but this is not gospel truth. Make sure you feel free to alter this design depending on the fitting that you're going for. So I have my 32 chains here. And now you can do a total of 34 or 36 or 40 depending on the measurements that you've got. So I have my 32 chains, and I'm going to make a total of 2 more chains like that. And we're going to go into the 4th chain from the hook with a half double crochet. So counting from this one, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th chain, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all. So this will create our very first mesh space. And from here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and skip 1 chain and go into the next chain with 1 half double crochet. So remember, the terms used for this pattern are US terms. So chain 1, yarn over, prepare for half double crochet, and skip 1 chain and half double crochet into the next chain. So that's all that we have to do for this row. I'm going to repeat this all the way across until I have a total of 2 chains left, and I'll meet you back and show you what to do next. Alright guys, now I have a total of 2 chains left, as you can see, and you'll just do the same exact thing. Chain 1 and then prepare for a half double crochet and go into the very last chain after skipping the second last one. So go into the last chain with 1 half double crochet. This is what you should have. Now let's count the number of spaces that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 mesh spaces. So let's go on to row 2. Row 2, you're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, and then you're going to go into the very first space, the first chain space. We are not going into the stitches, we're going into the spaces, and you're going to place 1 half double crochet there, and then chain 1, 1 half double crochet into the next space, chain 1, 1 half double crochet into the next chain space, and we're going to repeat this all the way across. Alright, so we have 2 spaces left. Remember, we have this one at the beginning and then this one. So chain 1, 1 half double crochet into the next space, and chain 1, 1 half double crochet into the last chain space. Just like that. And this should bring you to the same number of chain spaces or mesh spaces as what we had for row 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 mesh spaces for row 2. So we're going to keep repeating row 2 until you have a certain number of rows. I'll be mentioning how many rows that I'll have done for my size, and I'll also be recommending what to do for the different sizes, the number of rows to do for the different sizes, and then we shall see how to pick it up from there. This is the first panel of the top, and I'll be showing you how to move on from this point onwards when we finish the very first panel. So just go ahead building onto your mesh stitch, and I'll meet you back after this. Okay guys, so I went ahead to do a total of 16 rows, as you can see here, 16 rows of mesh, and this is for the extra small size. So you're going to go ahead and do the same identical piece, as you can see here, so that you have 2 pieces. Now, before you cut your yarn on the second, you can see here, it's still attached to the yarn. I don't know if I still want this. Go ahead and cut your yarn on one of the panels. Just chain 1 and cut your yarn on one of the panels. Now this one is still attached to the yarn ball, and what we are going to do is to divide the number of boxes. Remember, we have a total of 16, or whatever number that you have for your size. You're going to divide the number of boxes by 2 on the panel here. So I have 16 boxes, and this time I want to make a total of 8. So you're going to make a chain of 3, just like we've been doing before, and then half double crochet into the first space. That's one box here, chain 1, 2 boxes, chain 1, 3 boxes. We're still creating the mesh pattern. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the moment you have your 8 boxes, as you can see here, we've made it all the way halfway the panel. Now we have we are going to make a chain that connects onto the next panel here. So place your work like this so that the tail is on the inside, and you're going to make a chain the same as the starting chain of our panel. So you're going to make a chain of 32 without the extra 2 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, So once you have the same number of chains as the ones you started with without the extra 2 chains, you're going to skip over 8 spaces here on this second panel. So prepare for a half double crochet and skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And into the 9th, you're going to place a half double crochet. Like that. This is what you should have for your panel. Now, you're going to continue to create the mesh pattern. Chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1, half double, chain 1, half double. We're working the half double crochets in the chain spaces. Don't forget that. And we're going to just go ahead until the end. So I've ended my row with 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think I made a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you have 8 spaces. That means I had to attach in the box before. So I had to attach my yarn in the box before, the one where I attached. Chain 1, half double, chain 1, half double. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that means I've skipped a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 boxes here. So what next? We are going to do something different. We are going to take a measurement. I don't know where I placed my measuring tape. Okay guys, so we're going to take a measurement of this panel when stretched. So we have a total of 18 inches. We have a total of 18 inches when we stretch this panel at the base. But then we don't want to fully stretch it because we want these to still meet, but we don't want a loose fitting. So just slightly stretch and see what you get. Slightly stretch. I think I'll go with 17 inches. I think this will be a comfortable fit. So 17 inches. Measure, take a measurement around your rib cage. And mine is 29 inches. So 17 inches here, and the rib cage is 28 to 29 inches. That is my rib cage measurement. So whatever your rib cage measurement is, you're going to get a calculator and you are going to put 28 or 29, okay. Let me go on the bigger end. Minus the 17 inches that you've got after stretching your panel will give you 12 inches. Now 12 inches, subtract 4 inches so that we get some space for lacing up. That is 8 inches. And divide this number by 2, which is 4 inches. That means we are going to increase 4 inches on each end of the panel so that we get the measurement that we want around our rib cage. So what we are going to do is make a chain that is 4 inches on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. 16. Now we have our 4 inches, as you can see here. with our 16 chains. But then we are going to make sure this number is an even number. Chain one more and half double crochet into the fourth chain from the hook. So count from here, 1 2 3, and into the fourth you're going to place one half double crochet, chain one, skip one chain, half double crochet, chain one, skip one chain, half double crochet, chain one, and repeat this all the way across. Alright, so now I have only one chain left to this space. I'm going to chain one, skip over that chain, and half double crochet into the space. Now we've turned our work onto this side. You're going to just continue to chain one, half double crochet into the space until you get to the very last space. Right now your work may look weird because we haven't yet attached the two upper panels, but it will come together later on. So the moment you're done with this, make sure your work is not twisted. Now we're going to go onto the chain that we created in the middle. So you're going to skip one chain and into the next, half double crochet. Sorry, after chaining one, of course, because we are maintaining the mesh pattern. Alright, let's go ahead, chain one, skip one chain, half double crochet into the next, and repeat that all the way across the chain. So you're going to create the mesh pattern until you have only one chain left here. And after that, you're going to chain one and go into the very first space. Skip over the chain and go into the space with one half double. Chain one, half double into the next space, chain one. Now we've gone back to the original pattern. So I've placed my last half double crochet into the last space here, but remember we had to create an extension here. So you're going to get a strand of yarn. You're going to get a strand of yarn and you're going to attach it. Just drop this loop and go into the row below, into the second chain. Remember it's a chain of 3, so go into that middle chain and attach your yarn. And now you're going to count the number of spaces that we created on this side. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So multiply that by 2. So that means we are going to make a chain of 16. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. So just drop the yarn there. In case of any excess, we shall just cut it off or reduce the chain. So come back to the body of the top and chain one, skip one chain and half double into the next. Chain one, skip one chain, half double into the next chain. Chain one, skip one chain and half double. So those are 4 spaces. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So as I had said before, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, sorry, this is the 8th. So now I know exactly how many chains I needed. So I'm placing my very last half double crochet into the last chain. I had to do a total of 16 chains on this side to get a total of 8 spaces. So this is what we have. Now we're going to go back to the original pattern. Just chain 3, turn your work, and half double crochet into the spaces, and make sure each half double crochet is separated by a chain 1 space. So this is the coverage for our rib cage, and you're going to just keep working this back and forth until we have enough body for our rib cage coverage, until we get to the waistline. I'm going to just keep repeating this until I get to the waistline, and I'll come back and show you what to do next, because from that point we shall be creating the coverage for the hips and shaping the actual dress. Alright guys, this is the progress of the dress. I've done so far a total of 10 rows right from this part. I have a total of 10 rows, and I am going to just make a simple chain of about 120 chains, and I'm going to weave it through this piece so that the dress can start coming together. So what you're going to do is to go in and out of every mesh space, or each and every row, and just do this. Or you can use a darning needle. Just go in and out of each and every row on the edge. In, out, in, out, in, out. You can see that this is gathering this part together like that. Now you're going to go onto the opposite side and do the same, in and out of every row. And this is what you'll create. Now at this point you're going to just gather this up and make a knot, and you can see how everything is now coming together. Just make a knot here like that, and you can go ahead and cut off these extra strands on your chain. This is what we have now. Now you're going to continue with your mesh pattern for as long as you want your top to be. For me, 10 rows are just enough. Now after this, you're going to just chain 1, cut your yarn, and then we're going to make straps for our top. You're going to just attach your yarn in any of the corners. So I'll go into this first corner here, and I'll attach my yarn there, make a single crochet into the space, and make a very long chain of about 200. Alright guys, I've gone ahead to do a total of 200 chains on each end of the top, and now we're going to flip our top onto the wrong side, and you can now lace up the chains that we made at the top into the band that we created at the base of the top. So we are creating an X, as you can see here. Same applies to this side. Bring the strap on this side and lace it through the very first chain of the bottom band, and we shall have a crisscross at the back like this. Now we're going to continue to lace up after 3 rows. 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th. Yes, you lace it up. 1, 2, 3. Into the 4th, you lace it up. Like that. And then count 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th. You can count as many spaces as you want to leave behind while spacing your strap. But for me, I went with 3 spaces in between each lace up. And from here, you're going to just make a knot like this. Okay, and the next thing that you're going to do is to weave in all your ends. Make sure you weave in all the ends on your top using your darning needle. And I'm going to show you the final results of the top. So here we are with our top without any loose ends, and this is what the front of the top looks like. I'll be dressing it up on my dummy so that you can see the final look. So this is it for this top, and I'll see you again soon when we are making the dress version of this particular design. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!